Fear and anxiety many times indicates that we are moving in a positive direction out of the safe confines of our comfort zone and in the direction of our true purpose. Hi, you guys, and welcome. I am Rhonda Faye. You can find me on Instagram as Rhonda Faye as well, and Facebook, you guys. Today, I'm going to be talking about anxiety, and the reason I wanted to talk about that because this is what a safe place. This channel is a safe place. I feel like I share everything on here, and I don't want to come off as being perfect or anything. So I wanted to share, this topic about anxiety because it's something that actually happened to me. First, I want to start off by saying when it comes to anxiety, my knowledge of anxiety was simply like I really did not quite understand it. And that's when we have to say, and I'm not saying I'm ignorant, I think a lot of people does that because we don't want to get educated on it. So I'm like, what exactly is anxiety? Because I'm so we're living in an era that we always hear a lot of people say, they have anxiety attacks, and I had anxiety episode and all this good stuff. And I am one that feel like, just snap out of it no matter what it is in life. I just feel like you can easily just snap out of it. Or maybe that's because I was raised a certain way. But I've realized first I had to get educated and actually, get to know what actually anxiety was. And so once I got a chance to get to know exactly what anxiety was, then I was able to say, I think sometimes, certain times, I do have like some type of anxiety, and it's not in the state of, I think people think a rare episode where you're acting out. Some people anxiety can get to that extreme, but for me it's just like understanding that something is not right or why you're feeling like this, and it's like I couldn't snap out of it. So I actually was just going to do something random, didn't really realize that I was feeling a certain way. And I feel like sometimes, as we all say, we don't get educated, so we don't know what's actually going on with our body. I'm getting more in tune and actually trying to understand me, self, exactly what I do, how I do, and how I express it. And that being said, is I was just randomly just going to the grocery store. So this is just like a quick story, so you kind of understand why I actually came up with doing this actual video. And I hope it will bless and it actually will help someone know that they can have a safe place. And it first start with yourself. And so I went to the grocery. I was actually getting out the car. And I was ready. I think, me, I'm a list person. I'm like, oh, it's just certain things you have to do. I didn't have the kids at that time. And as I'm getting out the car, it's like, I literally couldn't push myself. Like, I literally could not get out the car. And I was so mad at myself, and I felt like crying. I felt like there's a lot of emotions all at once, just to be honest. And it was an unpleasant, feeling. And so I began to talk to myself, and first I was mad at myself. It's like, what's wrong with you? Because I really feel like how we're raised. We was raised, pretty much to snap out of it. And we did things that was kind of unusual activity or not norm to my mom and family or whatever the case is. We was just, taught like you got 5 seconds to snap out of it. And I'm not saying that was a right or wrong way, because I do feel like it made me the person I am today, to not cry on parade or cry on my emotions or just make excuses of how I feel and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, I was just like, why are you feeling like how you feeling? And I just kind of did myself like a self-talk, and I didn't go to the store. I just began to drive, and I began to think about literally how disappointed I was in myself. I'm like, what's going on with you? And all that kind of stuff. And I want to get emotional now, but because I want this to get out is, when you start dealing with self, and when you start getting your quiet place and not being around a lot of people, and just pretty much making it, sorry you guys about the pen, pretty much making it all about yourself and getting to know yourself, and stop making those, stop worrying about everybody else. And I think a lot of people think that's selfish, but in order for you to be a better person, at some point you're gonna have to understand that you're gonna have to deal with yourself. And so that's what I did the whole ride home. I'm just trying to identify a lot of things, and I was just really quiet, because sometimes you can have, and people have to be in line to understand what I'm saying. Sometimes you having that self-talk, it don't have to be an out loud talk where you're actually talking, you can just have it within yourself. And I begin to be, and myself just say, you got this on the list, you got that girl going on, this is going on in your life, that is going on in your life, and how you think this one gonna come to this point? And I'm like, but not me, not me. And so, basically I had to realize, like, you're no different than anyone else. You can mask these emotions, but eventually, like the saying say, you eventually have to, let it sit in your face. And so I began to give that self-talk, you guys, and, just came to realization that, I just probably have been dealing with this for a while, and I just didn't quite know or quite educated enough to sit back and, get in tune to what actually really was going on within myself. And it's not like you diagnosing yourself with anxiety, because I feel like it comes only because you don't deal with the things that you need to deal with on the front. I mask a lot of things I go through. People would not even know half of the things I've been through within a couple of months, because I'm learning, or what I thought was norm was to just be within yourself and deal with yourself. And I don't voice a lot of things, but to certain people, and then I'm learning how to just close doors and talk to God, and talk to myself, and just say, where are you at right now and how you're feeling, Rhonda. It's okay. You don't have to be as strong enough. You don't have to be superwoman, you don't have to be super mom, you don't have to be acing, a person that acing in school, you don't have to be all these things that we kind of just don't understand we put on ourselves. And it's time for you to just understand this is Rhonda, and then sometimes you fall short of the glory, and that's okay. And you need to have a place where it's okay to feel not okay. And that being said, I had that self-talk, and that was the best thing I can do. I don't identify myself as a person that always been the type that always want to get into meditating and all that. But as well, a lot of people this era be like, oh, I'm meditating, girl, I meditated today. And half of us don't even know what meditation is. So in that being said, or maybe I didn't, I speak for myself. And so I had to get educated on exactly what meditation was and all that kind of stuff. And meditation, is era of, let me go ahead and introduce you guys. So this is a plant that I purchased, and so I went ahead and purchased a money tree plant. I think it's called Pachira, some in that area. But if you guys not educated about it, I put it down below. But I actually bought it for a family member, some of my family members, and I never did purchase one for myself. So I'm not really a flower person. It kind of got a little, something I need to deal with that or whatever it takes. And I never thought I'd be the one who buy flowers, but I really wanted this one, and this one was kind of like on the clearance rack. So you know how I am about clearance. You do my videos and stuff like that. I don't care if no one will like it. I like clearance. I like Dollar Tree. I like a bargain. Okay, so this one actually it's a house plant as well, and so I'm trying not to kill them, so I'm just being educated on that, but that's a whole different story. So, and when they found out they bring good energy in your home, then that's really why I was kind of gravitated to get another one. I probably have these two plants for a while. I'm not really like a plant person, but I want to see what I can do to these. And so anyways, back to meditation. So I got educated on meditation, and I try to do it at least every other day. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm just 100% do meditation every day, but meditation is pretty much like as if a form of if you're a Christian, a person, or a person that knows God and knows how prayer work and stuff like that. And it's something that I used to do back in the days, when I was heavy on religion. And I'm just gonna let that stay there. Don't judge me by what I just said. But heavy on religion, I used to go to a quiet place and actually, have a place where I talk to God, and I get more in tune with prayer and all that kind of stuff. And then, I begin to, speak in tongue, and then, something that's come over me. Well, meditation is pretty much the same thing. It's just about you going in a quiet place. You letting go of everything that's, of the world and all your thoughts. That's the most hardest thing to do. That's why I be like, when you listen to people, sometimes when they say meditation, I'm like, you're a beast if you made it, if you can meditate, I don't know why meditation and prayer is different. I can go on through a prayer, but all my prayers the same. Like sometimes you get mad at myself when I was into prayer and I used to not speak in tongues, but that's a whole different situation. So it's all like meditation. You just have to be consistent. And my thing is when I feel myself, like feeling a certain way and life is overwhelming and all that, because I don't think these supposed to be around the thing, so I'm gonna push that back. Yeah. And so I'm trying not to kill it. It's only been here like literally like a couple of days. But yeah, when you get into meditation and learning, just it's coming to a quiet place and it's trying to remove all your thoughts. Not remove all your thoughts, it's trying to calm your thoughts that you're having of the day and they're all the things of this world, and it allows you to be more in line to yourself. It's the most relaxing, more rejuvenated thing you can do for yourself. It's sort of like a better reward than going to buy a purse or lipstick or something like that. I actually meditated last night and just kind of was there in your place. And I think you have to when you get there, you see what I'm saying, you have to deal with all the emotions before you get to the happy emotions. So meditation is not all about like going into that and it just make you happy, because you have to realize when you turn off your thoughts, you're dealing with things that you probably haven't dealt with in a while. And it's hard. Some people cannot. So be proud of yourself if you are meditating or trying to find a solution on how to deal with just yourself. A lot of people don't like dealing with self. That's why they have a lot of noise in between and do a lot of things. And so yeah. And one thing I didn't do, and I had already, last but not least, you guys, is, and it's just my tip, it helped me, is I had been learning, this is what you call a dream book. You actually can't see it because I said, before you get into this book, girl, you got things to do. So I have some papers I need to go print out, and I have some bills to look at and all that kind of stuff. And I also put on here, I'm being consistent. I needed to do this YouTube channel and a couple other things. And so I want these to be done, and this keep me consistent. Sometimes we feel like out of control, and I'm one of the persons that when I feel out of control, it's kind of like that thing where it's not a good feeling. But I'm learning how to let that go too, and because you can try to be in control so much of your life and everything that you kind of miss out on your blessings, but that's a whole different story. So anyways, in this book, I write down, things, important things, like when certain things happen, or if you receive some unexpected things, or it started a couple of weeks ago when I received something, but I won't disclose that on here. And then I had been having random things, and I knew it's like I knew something was gonna change, because it's that feeling, like if you pay attention to yourself, it's just that feeling of protection. And I think it prepared me, and it did it on a day when I was in good spirits, and it's like I was ready. Like I trust now, the guidance, and what's guiding me. And I pray daily. I ask for my guardian angel to guide me and protect me. And so from that day forward, I wrote it down. The day it was, and the day it was submitted, and the day I signed, and then from there on, I literally been like, just my daily walks. Like even when I randomly wake up in the mornings, and it'd be the oddest thing, like just for no reason, I write down the time to get an understanding of it all. And I always see, I'm a numerology type of person, meaning I look at a lot of numbers. I look at the time a lot. I literally pay attention to my surroundings where my head is hurting. I wish that could change, because I feel like that's not living life. But I literally pay attention to every beat of the drum. But now I do it so much for myself. Like, what are you doing? How you feeling? I'm always checking in with Rhonda. Like, check. I want to know what you're thinking about. Like, why are you thinking that? I'm doing a lot of forgiving, a lot of understanding of who I am as a person, as a woman, as a mother, as a sister, so I'm just want to understand. So everything everything that if there's somebody steal this book, I would have to they have to go, But in all due respect, it's some very much important things in here about me, and I feel like I probably have to lock it up. But yeah, so getting a journal, no matter where it is, where you purchase it from, and just start writing down things, you'll begin to understand yourself more better. And then especially like if I'm feeling something over and over again and I can't actually let it go, I find a scripture in the Bible, or I actually Google some images, some quotes or something like that, and I write down that quote and I say that over and over again, and who it is that you're trying to forgive, how often does it come up, and it just made me be accountable. It just made me be accountable of understanding who I am. Like I say, I'm big on not making excuses. No one made me do anything. Nobody. How I responded is how I responded, and if I responded a certain way, that's how I wanted responded. I don't feel like nobody here on earth should be making excuses on, I responded to this person because they done this to me, or I responded to this person. I'm so over that. Accountability is accountability. Somebody push you on the ground and keep pushing you, even in that moment, if you're still standing in the same place for them to push you, then why is it that person is to blame? I know that's just not literally an excuse, but sometimes you got to remove yourself, and so that you won't get pushed again, or that you don't feel that way again. So I'm going to end this, you guys, because I want to be pretty much short. Like I say, my channel, for me, even a safe place for me, safe place for anyone who wants to, vent or anything. I'm very much open to any critique or anything on here that you may feel like, you disagree with. So I'm here. So yeah, I'm Rhonda Faye, as I stated, on Instagram and Facebook as well. Trying to start up my blog page. All this just helps me. I like just sharing. I like a lot of people that share their story. I don't like people who believe that their story is not worth sharing. Like, you share it, you be vulnerable and open, but you just got to be cautious who you be vulnerable and open to. So by me being vulnerable and open on my page at this moment, meaning that I have prepared myself for any backlash, any way someone feel, and I'm still okay with understanding that's my story and I'm sticking by it. So that pretty much wrapped it up, you guys, from me. Pretty much all I have to say. Hope life is treating you guys well and all that good stuff. More and more to come. I love you guys as well. I know if y'all say, how you love me, you don't know me. We have to love all God's children. We shall all have grace upon all God's children. So, anyways, love you guys. I'll talk to you guys next time.